Welcome back to the Grand Solar Minimum channel. Today is Wednesday, January 29th, 2020. Hope everyone is having a wonderful morning. We do have some news to report on from yesterday, but first let's get into our solar wind speeds. Coming in at 410.4 kilometers per second with a density of 3.3. Taking a look at our sun, once again, we do have AR 2757, but that is starting to decay now as it is turning away from Earth. No other sunspots to report at this time. Right now, that's still 16 days without sunspots in 2020. Still just a little over 50% of the year so far without sunspots. TCI dropped down a little bit, down to 2.83. We had a reading yesterday of 2.89, so slightly dropping just a little bit, but we haven't had an increase in the TCI in quite some time. So it's curious to see now as we approach April, which a lot of folks are predicting that's the bottom towards this solar minimum cycle before we start seeing slight activity again afterwards. It could possibly reach that record level of 2.05, which was recorded back in 2009 on February. KP indices at a 2, and the 24-hour max is at a 3. And we have had quite the bit of activity from our KP indices being low. And just to recap really quick, and I know that Mari has already covered this in a video yesterday, but right after we had the 7.7, we got another earthquake as well. It was a 6.3. It has now been downgraded to a 6.1. Powerful earthquake registered by the USGS, reported as a 7.3 and then upgraded to a 7.7, hit off the southern coast of Cuba at 1910 UTC on January 28, 2020. The agency is reporting a depth of 10 kilometers. That's 6.2 miles. The EMSC is also reporting the same thing. There were no people living within the 62 miles that felt the shaking, but there still have 1,000 people who felt very strong shaking. 505,000 people felt strong shaking, and over 5 million people felt moderate shaking. And actually, the reports are saying that this earthquake, the 7.7, was felt all the way in Miami. No big major damage has been reported yet. No tsunami waves of any kind that were life-threatening. Maybe some slight movement in some of the buoys, but so far we have not had any reports of any major damage. This thing was out in the middle of the ocean, so that's a good thing, but it did still make its vibrations felt. I know we saw some video of swimming pools sloshing water around, and indoors or houses had light fixtures that were shaking back and forth. But other than that, that's about the worst of it. So talk about dodging a huge bullet at this time. Usually a 7.7 is something to be concerned about, but thank you for that break as far as the location of this earthquake. After the 7.7, the quake was followed by a 6.3, downgraded to a 6.1, about 35.8 miles southeast of East and Cayman Islands. The depth was also 6.2 miles on that. The EMSC is also reporting the same magnitude in depth. So quite the day yesterday. In fact, I remember getting the 7.3 alert, and then in the evening, the 6.3 happened, and it was just like, wow, what is going on over here? And thankfully, things have settled down a little bit. And also want to mention that Puerto Rico has had a earthquake in the past 24 to 48 hours. I believe that was the 5.1. And a lot of folks seem to think that Puerto Rico is not done yet either. So, guys, we're going to keep our eyes on this situation out here and break in with any breaking news if we have anything else to report on this. All right, let's take a look at our radar for our friends across the pond. France, Switzerland, you're getting some snow right now. The Netherlands, some light rain, showers and storms across the northwestern parts of Scotland and Ireland as well. Pretty quiet across the Midlands and the United Kingdom, some spotty showers in the northern part. But Denmark, light showers. Hello, Henrik. Poland getting some snow showers right now. So the last couple of days, we started to see more winter weather develop across the area than we had in the past. So I know we've been talking about certain dates, possibilities of cold weather, and that is coming. Let's take a look at our forecast for today. Sunny in the south and east, but skies turning cloudier later. Slight chance of showers as far as the form of snow showers and sleet in the northwest will be replaced by persistent rain through the afternoon. Heavy at times. East and south parts mostly dry, milder than Tuesday. Tonight, rain in the northwest. A slight frost during the evening in the northeast. Southern and eastern areas mostly dry with clear spells, becoming cloudier in the southwest later, windy for most. And on Thursday, generally cloudy with rain in the north, occasional light rain and drizzle elsewhere, some clear spells east of high ground, milder again but windy, particularly around the Pennies later today. And things do kind of get a little bit more mild on the weekends. Also, Saturday or Friday through Sunday, we'll see temperatures more closer to the average temps. All right, let's take a look here at the lower 48. We do have a system that's set up right now across the central part of our country. Kansas City getting snow showers, Missouri, St. Louis also looking at Des Moines will have snow showers as well. Rain moving in parts of Arkansas, Jackson, Mississippi, across New Orleans, into Alabama and Georgia. South Carolina will expect wet weather later on today. So let's take a look at our handy dandy weather. Our freeze line, first of all, wind chills. Pretty cold. Northern Plains, Northeast waking up a bit chilly this morning with that wind chill. Everywhere else is pretty average right now. Frost freeze line, how far south does that go? Well, pretty south. Texas, Oklahoma, parts of Arkansas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Northeast Tennessee. The warm spot is going to be Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. But everyone else is looking at freezing temperatures waking up this morning. Our high temperatures forecasted for today. Well, it's going to be pretty seasonal out there. Actually, some of you will be a little bit above normal as we're looking at temperatures across the Ohio Valley and Tennessee in the 40s and 50s, possibly some 50s across Tennessee valleys and in the deep south. The northeast still feeling like winter out there in the 20s and 30s. Same thing across for the northern plains. And you folks out there in the northwest right now, you're mild, so you're going to see a lot of rain right now. Our low temperatures going into tonight. It's going to get really cold in the northeast tonight. And I'll give you guys a full report on all the temperatures on our evening show tonight at 6 p.m. That's right, we're moving the time just for tonight. Tonight we're doing our live broadcast, evening edition of the Grand Solar Minimum channel at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And let's take a look at what NOAA thinks is going to happen here in the next 3 days. Well, it's going to be a bit of a mess in the south, snow across the central plains, and the northwest will get a bit of everything. Freezing rain, sleet, snow, and rain. Taking a look at what we can expect on Thursday. Again, a little bit of everything. Rain in the south, sleet in the Midwest, and snow across the central plains. Again, rain and mixed precipitation in the northwest. I feel like a broken record for the northwest, and I apologize for that, folks. And once again, same thing for the northwest. Rain and sleet and snow. And as this system starts to move across country, frozen precipitation across the Ohio Valley into the northeast, northern Pennsylvania, into southern western New York. The Great Lakes and the northern plains, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, all snow for you, and rain and showers across the south, mainly the south. And the deep south gets a little bit heavier rain as we go into later on in the weekend. So what does that mean? Well, let's take a look at our GFS outlook really quick. This forecast run changes a little bit, but we always get the bigger picture when we get to the 18Z. But right now, the GFS here is suggesting some decent systems moving through. Rain in the south constantly. Some storms up the coast, and we are concerned that those could be nor'eastern-like. But light snow coming in from the Great Lakes into the northeast across the mid-Atlantic states. Northwest, you're still getting pummeled with snow and rain by Monday, February 3rd. Colder air settling across the northern parts of the United States. Four quarter regions will see snow showers, mainly in Colorado, honestly. Parts of Utah, Nevada, and Arizona, New Mexico, and Wyoming also expecting snow. And as that system continues to move east, well, here we go, February 4th. There's that first shot of winter weather for the Ohio Valley. Starts off as rain, then we get ice, and then behind it, as it's moving into the northeast, it'll change over to snow by Wednesday. So this is going to be a multi-day event for you folks out there in the Ohio Valley. Indiana, Illinois, you'll see it start as rain, turn into ice, and then it'll end as snow. So this could be a little bit messy. Also Wednesday, February 5th for the northeast. We have a system moving through, rain to the south, ice and snow for the capital region of New York, moving into Vermont and New Hampshire. Maine, you guys will all see snow from this. Also, most of New York, as this system moves away, that'll all turn into snow. The amounts are yet to be determined. If I had to take a stab at it right now, I would have to say 3 to 5 inches for the Northeast next Wednesday. Parts of Maine, you guys could see closer to 8 inches to 10 inches. But this is still early on the model run, so we'll continue to watch that. The same pattern that we're seeing pretty much is going to continue to stay, where the Northwest looks like it has the top of a slide, and all this weather just shoots down the jet stream, which is dipping pretty far south right now, and then bringing the moisture up the coast. Classic ingredients for nor'easters. And this one here, February 8th, again, I told you yesterday, it was looking at some pretty heavy snow that could be possible for the coastal side of this, the I-95 corridor. Now, to this morning's model run shows that this is all rain. It's moved away from the coast. That's why we got to continue to watch this storm. Either way it tracks. It could be no snow, or it could bring a bunch of snow. And when you're talking about nor'easters and you're off the coast of the ocean, there's plenty of moisture to be fed into these systems, especially if the cold air is in place like it is right now. As I tell you right now, that the temperatures for February are going to just get colder. Obviously, we're in the heart of the winter right now. But this is the time where we start to see these setups. And look at February 8th. Now, the nor'easter situation has kind of died away, but lots of lake effects, though, heavy winds. And guess what? These lakes are still not frozen over up here. So, yeah, we're talking about lake effect in February. And that system moves out, another quick hitter to the northeast on February 9th, Sunday. Rain along the I-95. As this thing moves out, it'll change to snow, but the blunt of the snow will be probably New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, that areas. Snow across Wyoming, moving to Nebraska by February 10th. Pretty good sized storm here, guys. Look at this. February 11th, across the Midwest. Big time icing event is possible. Parts of Arkansas, Missouri, southern Illinois, western Kentucky, western Tennessee also in the possibility for this. Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa. This storm is moving south a little bit, and then it gets its act together, heading toward the east. Hello, Joe, my brother. Here comes storm number 2 for you. So February 5th and February 11th, you could see decent snows. This one's going to bring you a lot more snow. The Ohio Valley, especially looking at this model run right here on the 12th, this looks like it could be anywhere from 5 to 7 inches of snow for southwest Ohio, and that's pretty heavy for them. At this point, they haven't seen any snow. And then this storm also moves into the northeast. New York capital region could get another quick 3 to 5 inches or more. Again, it's just too early to really talk about totals. I can only give you an idea. But more rain across the south. Another system moves off into the Atlantic Ocean before, that's right, the Northwest reloading and getting ready to throw more weather at the United States for the rest of the week of February 14th. So, very active pattern coming up. Tune in tonight at 6 p.m. when we get the latest GFS run update, and we'll see if these storms are holding up in the model forecast. But one thing I can say that's consistent, we are going to see a bit more wintry weather moving across the Midwest and the Northeast coming up here in February, starting on the 4th and beyond. So enjoy your mild average temperatures and average weather that we're having right now, because things look like they're about to get bumpy. And I'll do a full report on temperatures as well when we go live tonight at 6. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us tonight, or this morning, I should say. My Lord. Hope everyone has a great day. Please tune in at 6 p.m. for the live show. And until then, we will talk soon. Take care, guys.
Do you like this show? Give us a thumbs up. Want to support us more? Share to your favorite social media platform. Buy a t-shirt or become a Patreon. All links are in the description below.